Wow.
I never would have dreamed it. Absolutely sweet as sugar, tender.
Sometimes Lily gets nervous. We just got sunflowers picked. I got one bucket here.
Oh, I hate to take that guy.
The zinnias that Frank and Sammy got planted are doing awesome. Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Broyans farm. So I'm heading down to the farm right now. We're gonna head to the field. We gotta start picking some veggies for the Scranton market today. It's 6:30 and pretty foggy, but still a nice morning. First day I had to wear a sweatshirt. Dad and Frank just got loaded up with all their containers. They're gonna start picking. I'm gonna back the truck in and start loading up what we have picked in our cooler. This pallet and these two carts are filled with veggies that we brought back from market yesterday on Thursday, which was at Wilkes-Barre Market. It was picked yesterday, right before market, and then brought home and put right in the cooler, so nothing is, very wilted or soft, certainly not bad. And so I wanna get all that stuff on the same pallet. That way my dad knows, or I know, whoever's going to market, that when we get there, this stuff needs to be put out first. And if it needs to be discounted, if it looks a little bit, on the wilty side, we can do that as well. Inside the cooler here, everything is fresh, just picked yesterday. So we have the beans, the red beets, all this is zucchini, and then this is our cucumbers, which is the first picking, and our pickles that Sammy, Frank, and Sydney picked. Truck's pretty well loaded. We're gonna go out and get sunflowers now, and they're gonna get collard greens. We have several different types of sunflowers. We have ones with like dark yellow leaves and a black center. We have ones down there, which we're gonna get to, that have lighter yellow leaves and a dark center. And then we also have ones somewhere near here that have yellow leaves with a yellow center. And so they're just kind of mixed in throughout because Mom and Sammy, when they were planting, kind of got confused and just planted them all together. It's not a big deal. It's just that now I don't know which varieties are which. And I found that I don't really like the yellow ones with the yellow centers because I'll show you in a little bit, but they're shoots that put out more sunflowers right here in the crease of the leaf are getting bigger than the actual head themselves. And so it's just kind of shading it out, and I don't think the petals are quite as nice. And so right here is the perfect example. It's a shame because to cut this big one off, I now have to cut all of these off. I need a long stem, and these are all gonna produce like a medium-sized sunflower. But it doesn't matter now at this point. They've gotta go. And also they're so heavy and thick that if I rip them off, I end up tearing the actual stem of the sunflower I want to keep. So I usually just cut them, which is how yesterday I cut my finger. So here I just cut one with the lighter petals. You can see the difference between something like this and like these ones here. I don't know if I should leave this leaf on or take it off. What do you think? Sammy says yes. We just got sunflowers picked. I got one bucket here. Sammy's got the other bucket. She's ahead of me. We're gonna take these back, get some water in them, and throw them on the truck. Stacy, what were you doing? Good morning. Looks like Dad's out checking the sweet corn. There's no way it's ready yet. Is that ready? Really?
Why don't you get her picked and get her up there?
Wow.
I never would have dreamed it. Absolutely sweet as sugar, tender.
Frank, Mom, and Dad got dill picked. Just got the roots washed. They're nice and white. She's picking her bunch out for the market, and the rest we'll take to Scranton Market. Truck's just about loaded. We have one more skid to go on right up there in that hole. A really nice load here for the second day of Scranton Market. Dad headed off to market. Mom went out to the farm market to get that set up and going. Frank, Sammy, and Sydney yesterday got a lot picked, so there wasn't much to do today besides pick some zucchini. They got that finished. And we also got 3/4 of an inch of rain last night, so that made the fields pretty muddy. And so I told them to go home for about 2 or 3 hours. The sun's coming out now. It's gonna dry the ground out a little more. And then I think we're gonna head back into the strawberries to replant whatever died. Before we do that though, I have some time to kill, and Dad found a couple ears of sweet corn that were ready to harvest. And so if we can find a lot, I might actually end up taking a bin or two, well, that wasn't supposed to happen, up to market for him, because sweet corn, especially in the early season, is a very big seller. Because of the lack of rain and all the hot, dry weather we had, the sweet corn isn't growing, or wasn't growing quite as fast, but it did fill out very nice. And we also didn't have the germination that we should have. Like, there should be at least 3 or 4 stalks of sweet corn there. But like I said, the seeds just didn't germinate and it didn't do well. But up here where we got the irrigation running, you can see how much better and how much fuller the rows are. And that's just a good example of what happens when you have rain, or imitation rain. And so we're just gonna go through here when this is ready fully and harvest this, whatever we can get. The problem is, I just don't think there's enough to make it worth driving all the way up an hour away to Scranton to deliver maybe a 1/2 to 3/4 of a bin of corn. And so this year, I'm not gonna let go to waste. I'll give it to the dogs. Daisy and Lily love it. Looks like Daisy has a fly after her right now. Did you get it? No. See, it's so bothering me. Sometimes Lily gets nervous. Gracias. And you can see she eats it just like a human. Every single video, I keep coming back out to the strawberry field to show you guys how these are doing. Still doing far better than what they've done in our previous 2 patches, but Cabot still isn't looking good. When you look out our 2 rows of AC Valley here, they're almost 100% right out through the row, with 1 missing here and there, and not really missing, just hasn't really grown. Could have been dead since the time we planted it, I don't really know. But when you look over here at Cabot, they are coming out with some green leaves there and there, but I'm seeing quite a few that aren't coming out with anything. Now that plant looks like it could have been planted a little bit too deep. That one looks perfect, but I also do see a green leaf coming out. There's another nice green leaf. That one looks like it was planted just about perfect, but it looks dead. And so we're gonna go back through our 2 rows of AC Valley today, since they were the first 2 rows we planted. You wanna give it a couple days, maybe a week, before going back in to replant, because some just take longer to grow than others. But like I said, this Cabot, I'm getting very nervous about. Maybe we'll leave it go another day or 2, but the problem is we got about 1,000 extra strawberry plants sitting in our cooler right now that we have just extra, but the longer they sit in there, the more they're gonna rot and probably end up dying, and then we're not gonna have any to replant, so we can't wait too long. That's not what I'm up here to do though. What I'm up here to do is work on this fence. And if you haven't watched my previous videos, you'll know that I've been putting up an electric fence around these strawberries, because not so much here because my house is right on the other side of these arborvitaes, but down the other end, the deer are just absolutely eating them about half the field. It's just hard figuring, because not only do I need to let these posts back far enough so we can get our tractor out when spraying, but also I need to leave spaces right here so I can put a fence across so we can just drive in and out. Sammy just got here, and the next step now is putting these clips for my wire to run through.
on each one of these fiberglass poles. One's gonna be at 18 inches, this one's gonna be at 36 inches, and then the wire can run right through there. But the problem is, Sammy is too little to be able to squeeze that little clamp. So I had to get her a Sammy-sized set of pliers, and now she can pinch them without hurting her little fingers. It's the next day, we just got out here to the field. We're gonna pick sweet corn for the first time. It's a little bit young, but we're gonna see what we can find. Passing up quite a bit.
Yeah. Check one more. See, it's good for, got good color in that, but it's a little young.
You can see the blue shed way back there. We started there, came all the way out. We've gotten 7 tubs, working on our last one right now. Like I said, the corn's beautiful, it's just that a lot of it's not ready yet, and there wasn't good germination, so there's not a lot of stalks here in the first place. Now moving on to kohlrabi. Just lay it down, I guess.
Really? Okay. Oh, I hate to take that guy with all them branches. It's so close. Do you know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking you could sell them with the branches on them, and they might branch for the people.
Well, the problem is that they I can't fit any in a bucket, you know what I mean? I get like 2 or 3 instead of getting 30.
Because that's the way they were selling the fake ones down at Hometown.
I know.
Just to resemble what we got right here.
Use a wet pop. Dieter.
Truck's loaded, we're gonna head out to the farm market. Or I'm gonna head out to the farm market. Sunflowers, kale, cauliflower, broccoli, kohlrabi, and some purple cauliflower. I just got everything out here to the market. There's the sunflowers right when you walk in the door. Over on this table we have our yellow beans, 1/4 green beans, flat beans, red beets, pickles, broccoli. All that's ours, besides the peppers, which are not yet. Over here we have potatoes, which are not ours. Neither are the sweet potatoes, but the Gouda, cucumbers, zucchini, tomatoes, that's all ours. This is our first sweet corn, kale, tomatoes are ours, blueberries are from the local blueberry farm, then our own cabbage, cauliflower. This is actually local cantaloupes now, but I don't think the watermelons are yet. Then over here we have the kohlrabi, eggplant, and then obviously none of this fruit is ours. Plums, which they look very good, peaches, bananas, oranges, limes. This is our garlic. And onions, we're just about to start picking. These are not ours, but ours are very close. I still have all this stuff to put out yet, but as you can see, we're pretty full, so I don't really know where I'm gonna put it yet. The zinnias that Frank and Sammy got planted are doing awesome. So many different colors. We have pink, yellow, orange, red. Out here's some white. We have like a purplish. We have like a salmon, dark purple, and half of them aren't even out in blossom yet. Sammy just got 3 baskets of flat beans picked. Beautiful. And then out here in the green beans, Dad's just finishing up a basket. So they're pretty loaded.
Yeah.
Frank's got about 3/4 of a basket. And Steph down there is working on yellow beans.
Okay. Everything worked out.
Yep.
Out.
Yeah, you can take that.
Why? It takes you doing the wheelie.
Beautiful.
And the bobcat.
So that's what I'm gonna call it a wrap for this video. As always, thank you guys for watching. And always remember, it ain't much, but it's honest work.